Okay. Chauvinistic white male. Nice intro. I actually don't even know what I've done with my notes. This is exciting. So I've basically got a set of notes, and on one side it's all about life experiences as a beverage activist running the Good Brew company. And if that gets boring, then the other side's all about animal jokes. And I'm going to visualise that piece of paper right now. That's going to help. All right. So I run the Good Brew company, and 2015 was a particularly horrendous year for me. I had to recall my kombucha. If anyone knows what kombucha is, it's a living beverage, and sometimes the alcohol content of it sneaks up. And the puritanical wankers that run our government think that 0.6% is too much. So I had to recall my kombucha in a hurry. And it was only about 7 months after that recall happened that I found out why that actually did happen, and why I was investigated so thoroughly. And it all came back to a Christmas party that I did in my capacity as a travelling barman. I had a bicycle, I still have a bicycle, and I rode around on this bike with a couple of kegs in it, and I appeared at Darebin Council with a bunch of kegs and started serving drinks for their Christmas party. And I remember the start of the night. It was wonderful. They were getting drunk, I was getting drunk, we were all getting drunk. It was a Christmas party. And then somehow I appeared magically at home again afterwards. And I thought that was great. And then all of a sudden I started getting hassled from the health and safety inspector, food safety inspector from Darebin Council was contacting my council, and everything was going to shit. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Anyway, I turned up at a mate of mine's restaurant called Los Hermanos, just down the road. And I saw all the environmental guys there from Darebin Council, and I was like, hey fellas, what's going on? I haven't seen you for ages. And they're like, yeah, we haven't seen you either. And I'm like, why haven't I done gigs for you lately, you know? And what's going on? They're like, mate, we don't know either. We've been putting these job requests in, and you know, bureaucracies have levels of management that most of them are completely redundant, but anyway, levels of management, and it kept going up and up the chain, and then eventually everyone would say, yes, the Good Brew guy can come and do drinks, and then it would get to the mayor, and the mayor would say no. And I said, what happened? And then he looked at me, these guys, and they were like, you don't know, do you, Dino? I'm like, no, I don't. And they're laughing, and they're like, mate, you flashed your cock at the mayor. So what? So I normally wear a kilt. It's actually getting its annual wash today, and that's no shit. It's in the washing machine. But I normally wear a kilt, and I don't know, I have a problem with authority, and either the mayor wasn't gay or just wasn't interested in me, and basically I flashed my cock at him, and then they instituted a recall. So that was a really horrific year. That was one adventure. Another adventure for me running my company was the day I got selected to be on top of the ballot for the federal election. So as a hobby, I'm trying to save the planet, and I'm in a political party called Save the Planet, and hopefully you'll all thank me for that one day. Anyway, you kids will. Anyway, and basically I set up an incredible cafe in a warehouse space just on Nicholson Street, and we had 3 giant warehouses all connected together. It was an amazing space with one small problem, and that is there was no fire escapes. And anyway, I didn't know about any of this. All I cared about was setting up this party, and I had a bunch of kegs behind me, and I had the bar all set up in a slightly aggressive formation. It's like the prow of a ship that sort of attacks the crowd, you know. I've worked out that's the way to make the most money out of a bar. Anyway, so I had this bar all set up with a popcorn machine right in the middle, and it was just a sight to behold. A bank of toasted cheese sandwich makers, and the band was naked, which was great. There was a jazz band, and there was a room off to the side full of paint, glow-in-the-dark paint. And there was 2 naked women covered in paint, and they were rolling around on canvases with a psytrance DJ playing in that room. And anyway, it was an amazing party. The setup was fantastic, and I set the cafe up and jumped on my motorbike and rode off to Glenroy to find out whereabouts I would be on the ballot for the election. And I walked in the door, and I normally say whatever's on my mind, but this one day I didn't, and I regret that still. And that is, I walked in the door and there was a bunch of politicians sitting around a pimply kid who had a blindfold on, and he was spinning a tombola. And this is how we work out what position you go on the ballot paper in this country. Anyway, so he was spinning this tombola, and I just wanted to say, is this some sort of weird eyes wide shut thing, you know? And I wish I'd said that, because I had the floor, everyone was looking at me. I had dreadlocks, I was wearing a kilt, I had a motorbike helmet on, and everyone else was in suits. But anyway, I sat down and I manifested my number to come out first, and I was on top of the ballot, and that was fantastic. So as soon as that got pulled, I jumped back on the motorbike, went back to the warehouse, and then started running this bar, and everything was going great. And then at about 9 o'clock at night, there's a mate of mine called Shano, and we call him the Wizard because he always manifests amazing positivity, and he just had fear in his eyes. And I was like, Shano, what's up? And he's like, Deano, there's cops, the cops are here. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, like we can handle this. Normally 1 or 2 cops come in and you say, yeah, it's communal bar, it's all free, you know, it's just an environmental thing and we're all looking after each other, but if you want, we'll stop serving alcohol. Anyway, and it usually works out okay, but he's like, nah mate, there's 13 of them and they're ramming the roller door down with a battering ram. And I was like, holy shit, fire up that popcorn machine, turn off the kegs. And I was very scared. I was also on mushrooms. It was quite a horrific day, a really bad day. And I talked to the guy that organised the party, and I was like, mate, what are we going to do? And he was on acid, and he said, look, just ignore them and they'll go away. And I thought, that's the best advice I've heard all day. And so I went with it, and one thing led to another, and they just started putting my entire bar into evidence bags, and I thought it'd be really funny to tell them that they were going to need a semi-trailer because there was so many kegs and stuff. And then they said, is this your stuff? And I said, yes. And then gave them a fake name. And anyway, that went on for ages. That night ended up with me in handcuffs, but it was quite a funny experience. Anyone want to hear an animal joke? I think animal jokes would be better. So I suddenly realised it's turned into a therapy session, which might end up biting me on the ass. What kind of a bee makes milk? Anyone know the bees that make milk?
No, what kind?
Boobies. Boobies make milk. All right. Time for one more. One more little one. Okay, this is my favourite animal joke of all time. It's about a penguin. He's a fucking cool penguin. He's the leader of the penguin parade. He's a really beautiful penguin. He gets paid a lot of money because he's got a big following, and that's every other penguin. And basically, he leads this penguin parade, and he's got his little car. He's got a girlfriend in town. He's really excited about seeing his girlfriend. He's done 2 weeks of shift. And basically, he gets in his little car, and he's driving his little car over the bridge at San Remo, off Phillip Island, and then it breaks down, and he's like, God damn it, and he rings the RACV, and the RACV is quite excited because he tells them, look, I'm a penguin, but it's the same mechanics, and she's like, yeah, all right, got it, no worries, and they send a mechanic out to fix the penguin's car, and it's a hot day, he goes to the shops, comes back to his car, and the mechanic's underneath this little penguin car, and there's oil and water and shit everywhere. And the mechanic comes out from under the car, looks at the penguin and says, mate, looks like you've blown a seal. And the penguin goes, oh, I just ate an ice cream. All right, thank you, bye.